How's it going, everyone? In this video we're going to cover a couple things. I've got a 90 to 91 Honda Civic Si hatchback cluster here, and we're going to do an LED bulb swap, which I've already done, but I'm going to show you what to do. And we're going to bench test this out of the car. So there are two types of bulbs that I've got going on here. I've got these smaller black ones, which are a T5 base, and we've got these brown ones, which are a T6.5 base. The ones we're doing the swap with for the illumination to LEDs are the 5 T6.5 bulbs there, and then there are two in the front here, 1 and 2 of the smaller type bulbs. So these bulbs right here are these smaller bulb here. You just pull them out of the socket. Those are a 74 bulb. We've got a comparable 74 bulb here, which I showed in my other video. We swapped into this climate control here with two bulbs. The other one is a 24 bulb. And for this one we've got a 5 SMD bulb. So both bulbs have a 3528 chipset, and that's very important because you want them to match. You don't want one bulb to overpower another. The 3528 chipset is best because it's lowest on power use and the brightness is just right. If you start going with a more powerful bulb, you're going to really have a blinding light coming out of the cluster, and that's not what we're looking to do here. So a couple things I learned about these clusters. One is that you want to keep your original PCBs in there, and if you buy bulbs online, just throw the bases out. As a matter of fact, just buy the bulbs. So now that you know what they are, we've got the 24, which is T6.5, and this other style that's on the front. We're not replacing any of these. We're just leaving the regular bulbs in there. That's the smaller one. That's the 74, which is the T5. Some of you will have a larger bulb here. The 88, 89 Civics, and I believe the 92 and ups have a 168 right there, which is a T10 base. Alright, so the way this cluster works is that the printed circuit on the outer ring is the ground coming in from the feed, which is up here. The positive is the third one over, and the negative lead is just to the right of it, the second one over. Now I didn't want to run the power leads so close to each other, so I ended up taping off all the other terminals except the one I needed. Then I put the bare wire on it, and then I put electrical tape over that to secure it, so it won't touch any other surfaces. And over here I just kind of dug the wire into the outer ring. So the way it works is if you're installing these bulbs, they're polarity sensitive. So all of your brown sockets, you're going to want the plus side to be on the right, except for this one where your plus side is on the left. So keep that in mind. On the 4 here, on the right, on this one, the positive's on the left. Now the bulbs in front, it's the same way with the rest of these. The positive is on the right hand side. But now I'm going to show you a way to test them before you have to put the cluster back into the car and find out that you have to take it out again. So I took the liberty of wiring this all up, and we're going to give this a go. So I'm just going to show you how this looks. It's just basically taking the place of the 24. it's very important that you insert the bulbs so that the PCBs all have the lettering all facing one way, like nothing upside down. That way you don't screw up the polarity if you ever take them out one day. Just get it right the first time. Right, so with that said, let's fire this up. I think it's just the right amount of light. Now obviously we don't have the dimmer hooked up here. And I know this is kind of looking funny here because I said this is a 90 to 91 SI cluster, which it is. But the gauges themselves I took out of a British market Civic hatchback. And so with these bulbs, it gives off just the right amount of light here. Now I still have the lights on where I am, so you could see it's pretty bright. Like if you start going with the 50/50 chips and up, it's just going to be overpowering. And these supposedly only dim so much, so I think the chipset I'm using is just right here. Looking into the screen on my phone as I film this, I noticed there's like a red tinge. I'm not actually seeing that. So let me turn the lights off and we'll see how it looks in the dark. Alright, so here we are in full darkness. All we're doing is changing bulbs. We're leaving the original PCBs in there, so if you ever wanted to go back to using regular bulbs, it's easy to go back. So this is no real modification here other than LED bulbs, and this is how it's going to be going into my car. So to do a full bulb swap in your climate control and your cluster, you're going to need, for Civic hatchback, you'll need a total of 4 74 bulbs, T5s, and 5 24 bulbs, which are T6.5. I would buy extras because by the time you need them, you're not going to be able to get the same ones again, so order 7 bulbs of the 24. That's what I did, 2 extra, and I got 6 of the 74 bulbs. That should be plenty. That should last you forever if you get good quality bulbs. And that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed.